What's up, everybody? Bujuanin. I am Chinoden, and welcome to Metal and Crypto, where I go through and play some metal songs, and then we talk about cryptos, look at the prices, go through some news and whatnot. Also, if you're interested in gold and silver prices and news, there's that as well. So, before I begin, let me go through the cryptocurrency prices at this point in time. Bitcoin is sitting at $7,338.88. Ethereum at $404.81. Ripple at 53 cents. What is going on with the lighting? Sorry, I'm just looking at the playback and it looks a little dark here. Oh. Anyways, we got $690.70 for Bitcoin Cash, $129.91 for Litecoin, $5.96 for EOS, Cardano 17 cents, Neo 51 cents, or $51.68, IOTA $1.07. Monero, $186.13. VeChain, $2.88. Binance Coins, $13.14. NEM, 25 cents. So that's up 4%. Tether, $1.02. Ethereum Classic, $14.63. Qtum, $14.44. Lisk, $10.47. Verge, 6 cents. That's up 25%, 25.39% in the last 24 hours. Woo! And then Icon Project at $1.90. So there is your top 20 from Coin Puffs. Now let's go take a look at the gold and silver prices. We're sitting at $16.36 for silver. And that's for the spot price per ounce. And then for gold is at $1,337.55. Platinum is at $920.75, down 10.25%. So, all right. Anyways. So before we get into the news, I'm just going to go ahead and play a song. So here we go. All right. Should have warmed up first before I did this, but I didn't really have the time. So, now we can get into the news. I'm sure you guys in the Bitcoin world have heard about the SEC busts fraudulent ICO endorsed by Floyd Mayweather. Founders defrauded $32 million. Check this out. This is interesting. This just goes to show you, just because a celebrity endorses something doesn't mean it's good for you or anybody. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission charged two co-founders of a supposed financial services startup with organizing a fraudulent initial coin offering, ICO, the SEC announced in a press release April 2nd. The SEC says the co-founders of Contratech Inc., Saurabh Sharma and Robert Farkas, were arrested and charged after raising $32 million in unregistered investments through a CTR token. Farkas made arrangements to leave the country but was detained before boarding his flight. Man, that's terrible. Terrible. You know, just because a celebrity, like I said, just because a celebrity endorses something, like, what do celebrities actually know about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies? Like, do they even know what the tech is behind it? Do they even know what's going on? I don't know. It's crazy. Anyways, according to the SEC, Sharma and Farkas claimed the company would offer a variety of financial products, including a debit card backed by Visa and MasterCard, with which users could instantly convert cryptocurrencies into US dollars and other legal tender. The SEC says that no such agreement or relationship existed between Contratech and Visa or MasterCard. If you haven't heard, we'll get into this later, but Visa basically came out and made a statement on its stance on cryptocurrency users and things like that. Not a positive stance at all. Whoa, dude. All right. Anyways, the U.S. financial watchdog further alleges that Sharma and Farkas promoted their fraudulent ICO by creating fictional executives with impressive resumes and biographies, posting false or misleading market materials, in addition to paying celebrities to promote the ICO. American boxer Floyd Mayweather supported the ICO on Instagram in a post which has since been removed. Stephanie Avakian, the co-director of the SEC's Division of Enforcement, said of the charges, "We allege that Centra sold investors on the promise of new digital technologies by using a sophisticated market campaign to spin a web of lies about their supposed partnerships with legitimate businesses. The complaint alleges these and other claims were simply false. Sharma and Farkas have officially been charged with violating anti-fraud and registration provisions of federal securities laws. The SEC is seeking permanent injunctions and a return of their gains plus interest and penalties. The SEC also intends to bar Sharma and Farkas from serving as public company officers or directors and from participating in any offering of securities, digital or otherwise. In November of last year, Cointelegraph reported that the SEC warned investors that celebrity-endorsed ICOs could be illegal. The commission claimed that celebrities who promote token sales could be breaching anti-touting laws if they do not disclose their compensation. There's that. You can find these articles on Cointelegraph.com. I usually post. I'll be posting the articles along with the video on Minds and Steemit. So yeah. Anyways, this next one by William Suberg, Mt. Gox ex-CEO Karpelez says he doesn't want leftover $1 billion post-liquidation funds. doesn't want $1 billion in post-liquidation funds? Wow. Okay, Mt. Gox ex-CEO. Carpel says he doesn't want leftover $1 billion, blah, blah, blah. Defunct Bitcoin exchange, Mt. Gox ex-CEO claimed in a statement April 4th that he doesn't want the 160,000 Bitcoin, which is roughly $1.12 billion, that will be left over after the exchange repays its creditors. Well, send it my way. I would love at least one Bitcoin. Wonder what's going to happen to that. As part of a Reddit Ask Me Anything session Wednesday, Mark Carpel said that he found the $1 billion windfall, which will come about as a result of Japanese bankruptcy procedures, to be distasteful. The way bankruptcy laws work in Japan is that if there are any assets remaining after the creditors have been paid in full, then those assets are distributed to shareholders as part of the liquidation, he explained in introductory comments. That's the only way any bankruptcy law can reasonably work, and yet in this case it produces an egregiously distasteful outcome in that the shareholders of Mt. Gox would walk away with the value of over 160,000 Bitcoin as a result of what happened. I don't want this. I don't want this $1 billion. Okay. Carpels has presided over the long process of... He's only saying that because he's under the spotlight, you know what I'm saying? So anyways... Carpels has presided over the long process of refunding users who lost funds during Mt. Gox's infamous hack in 2014. After released on bail, the Frenchman has periodically appeared in the press and online to answer queries from the cryptocurrency community. Criticism of both Carpels and the refund process intensified in recent months after it came to light a board trustee was selling vast amounts of Bitcoin on mainstream exchanges. The volumes were so large that suspicions remained the sales unfairly influenced Bitcoin prices across the globe. Absolutely, we can see it in the charts. Actually, one of the guys that I follow on YouTube, Currency 365, was kind of pointing that out on the charts. You know, you see those large sums, those big green red candles. That's in a bunch of them in succession. That would be the Mt. Gox sell-offs. So hopefully those are all done. There was 160,000 Bitcoin to get rid of, and we'll see how that turns out. Wednesday's AMA similarly saw a share of Carpel's detractors, some leveling criticism due to their questions remaining unanswered for long periods. So yeah, a lot of fuckery going on. Like last year was the Wild Wild West. This year, with some regulations coming into the realm, there, you know, it's going from the Wild Wild West to the Wild West, basically. So, what else we got? You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and play another song, and then we'll get it more into the news. Alright. This next song is called Reach. All right. More news. Let's see. This might be interesting. Marketplace aims to resell personal data and create passive income stream for users. The founders of Operia, a European startup launched in 2017, claim that global trading volume of personal data has reached $250 billion. Wow. Historically, the users who generate the personal data have not been included in the selling and buying process, so the Operia team created a marketplace to let these users receive profit from marketing their own personal data. The personal data exposition, Operia's marketplace, seems to be a functional product. The team has already launched an app which is available on Android and iOS. The startup reports that there are approximately 4,000 consumers and 50 companies already using the platform. According to the website, the marketplace is actively operating in several Asian countries as well as in the United Kingdom. The platform uses the Ethereum blockchain for the secure and transparent buying and selling of personal data. The project team states that the Operia platform remains fully compliant with the upcoming General Data Protection Regulation European standards on the acquisition and processing of personal data. The product also enables consumers to create a passive income stream by monetizing their personal data. Companies can buy personal data directly from consumers using P-Data token, the internal currency used for rewards. Seeping into a consumer's head. According to the company's crowd sale landing page, the app provides companies with a direct line to their consumers, allowing these companies to understand their consumers and to design their products and services based on consumer needs. Operia offers companies the opportunity to buy personal data directly from consumers without the middlemen and with consumers' full consent. Today, Operia is cooperating with lots of Fortune 500 companies, which, according to their website, include Mercedes, BMW, Audi, and GM. Moreover, consumer acquisition strategies include rewarding users with P-Data tokens for joining the program, taking surveys, transmitting data from wearables, giving feedback from the usage of products and services, and much more. The exchange between users and companies is made through P-Data tokens. Operia achieves all this the while providing full control and management of all personal data to the consumer, including full discretion regarding who is the owner of the data. As Operia's Medium blog notes, researching all these parameters allows a company to increase its market share, improve its profit margins, and raise public brand perceptions. Operia will start its pre-sale on April 10th, 2018, which will last for only 10 days. The pre-sale will have a hidden cap. If the hidden cap is triggered, sales will stop and the main sale will begin in 24 hours. The reach of the hidden cap will be announced on the website, in the P-Data Telegram channel, as well as on all the other social media channels. The private sale was launched earlier this year and raised $1.5 million, aiming to $2 million, according to the company's website. So again, I'm going to just throw this out there as a little disclaimer. I'm getting these articles from Cointelegraph, so you can go to Cointelegraph.com and go read these for yourself. I'm just kind of reporting what I'm seeing. And playing my guitar while I'm at it. Why not? So, here's something that I thought was kind of, I don't know, we'll get back to that one. Let's check out Litecoin. Litecoin fails to hold gains from Abra adoption in shadow of LitePay closure. So, if you guys didn't know, there was this thing called LitePay that the Litecoin Foundation was working with this company called LitePay, and apparently they didn't do their research or something. something happened where the guy just didn't do anything, basically. He kind of just, the company went under, and the guy was basically going to do what those dudes did with the Mayweather ICO. It was just kind of take off with all the funds. Or something happened to where, I don't know, I'd have to go back and read what went on, but maybe it'll tell us in this article. News that payments network Abra had committed to Litecoin for its smart contracts failed to prop up markets April 4th as the asset reversed previous gains. After Abra, which raised $40 million in its latest funding round, announced it would use Litecoin smart contracts to lower its wallet and exchange late March. Litecoin swiftly gained 20% to hit a weekly high of $136 on Tuesday, April 3rd, according to the cross-exchange data from CoinMarketCap. Explaining the move, Abra's CEO Bill Barhide saw compatibility with Bitcoin as a major factor in the company's choice of Litecoin over Ethereum-powered smart contracts. We went with Litecoin as the second asset class after Bitcoin for our smart contract investing solution for three primary reasons. 1. Commitment to Bitcoin compatibility, core roadmap, P2SH support, Lightning support, etc. 2. Slightly better scalability than Bitcoin in short-term block size and block times. 3. Mining fees, which are primarily a function of number 2, although this is more of a short-term benefit as mining fees would likely skyrocket if we're successful anyways. So what that means is people would be able to access Litecoin at a mass level, which would in turn start driving up the prices, therefore driving up the mining prices, the mining fees, because the miners are going to have to keep up with the demand. So you can kind of see how that works there. He added that Litecoin would become a primary asset class for Abra in the next few weeks. Abra's announcement buoyed Litecoin investors after prices nosedived last week in light of merchant gateway LitePay suddenly closing its doors just weeks after it opened for business. Nonetheless, overall sentiment appears bearish. Litecoin shedding most of its Abra-influenced gains April 4th to retreat back to 21 by press time. Like everyone else, we got too excited about something that was too good to be true, and we optimistically overlooked many of the warning signs, Litecoin creator Charlie Lee had said last week in comments over LitePay closure. I was hearing something about LitePal. I didn't see anything in the news about that, but I just wanted to throw this, like they got the articles beneath the articles that you click on. So this one says, this came in 48 minutes ago. Iranian cyberspace authority says Telegram's upcoming crypto threatens national security. Oh, these people and their national security threats, or whatever. I don't know. It's crazy. The Secretary of Iran's High Council of Cyberspace has publicly supported the potential ban of Telegram within the country, citing that chat app's recent initial coin offering as potentially undermining the national currency of Iran. That's the whole point of cryptocurrencies. People are sick of relying on banks. You know, you put your money in a bank and you go to ask for it back. You can only get a certain amount back. That's bogus. You can't, like, that doesn't happen with cryptocurrencies. You own your cryptocurrencies. You own the seed to your wallet. You are the only one that can get into your wallet. You are the security of your wallet. The only way somebody can access your wallet is if you give them your password and you give them your seed, or somehow they are able to see your seed and write it down and then use it to recover your wallet in another app or something. That's the whole reason why this cryptocurrency thing came about, was because of the fraudulent banking system. Because if you look at the USD, it is the derivative. There's nothing backing it. Unlike the Chinese petro yuan that was just activated, you can go and exchange that for gold in any of the BRICS banks. If you try to do that with a USD in a federal bank or any of these banks here in the United States, they're gonna laugh at you until you get out, basically. So basically, what the dollar is a promise to pay. It's a promissory note. That is why you cannot exchange it for gold, because it's a promise to pay. It's a piece of paper saying, I will pay you this. Whereas if you give somebody a cryptocurrency or a piece of gold, you are paying them right now. If I were to send you a Bitcoin, like a fraction of, or a, like say I was to send you $10 worth of Bitcoin. If I were to send you $10, a $10 bill, that is a promise to pay. I promise to pay you this value. If I send you a Bitcoin or a piece of gold or a silver, I am actually paying you right now. And that is the difference between a derivative and these assets. There's the whole reason why China and Russia came up with the BRICS Bank was because of the 2008 crap where they were heavily invested in U.S. derivatives. China was, and they almost lost a lot of their funds. They almost lost all of their investments, and after that, they started buying up gold and silver, and the rest is history. Anyways, yeah, obviously, the Telegram ICO or that cryptocurrency is definitely going to undermine any currencies, as you know, if they're not backed by anything, definitely. But whatever. So then we got Alibaba sues Dubai ICO over intentionally misleading use of its brand. Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba has sued the Dubai-based Alibaba Coin Foundation for copyright infringement after the latter's ICO initially raised $3.5 million, Reuters reported April 2nd. You know what? Another thing that people are failing to understand when it comes to cryptocurrencies is they still listen to what these bankers have to say about cryptocurrencies. Obviously, these bankers are not going to have a positive stance on cryptocurrencies because it threatens their livelihood. It threatens their pyramid scheme. It threatens their scam. So you see like Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan, and all these other banker frauds creating all this FUD. What they're doing is they're creating, because they're in a position of influence in the banking system, in the financial world. They create all this fear, uncertainty, and doubt about the cryptocurrency market. So then we see sell-offs. So what they do when people, all the weak hands, like people like you and I that are buying up cryptocurrencies, people like me, actually, I hodl. You know what I'm saying? Like, this FUD doesn't bother me. I know what's coming. But for the people who don't, the weak hands, they are basically, what's happening is these people in positions of power are using their influence to get people to sell off, and then they're buying all that cryptocurrency that they're selling off, so that they have all the cryptocurrency then. You see how that works? Anyways. According to court filings from the U.S. District in Manhattan, seen by the publication Alibaba Coin, engaged in prominent, repeated, and intentionally misleading behavior using the company's name. Yeah, what did you expect? You don't work with the company, and yet you're going to use the name? That's crazy. But Alibaba, that's, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We can move on from there. I have nothing more to say about that. And then, if you guys haven't heard, Bitmain releases ETH hash ASIC miners. Chinese tech giant Bitmain announced that they are releasing an ETH hash ASIC miner, according to a tweet April 3rd. In the tweet, Bitmain says that the miner E3 is the world's most powerful and efficient Ethereum ASIC miner. The units will retail for $800 each, and according to the tweet, are not available in China, nor can they be shipped to Hong Kong, Macau, or Taiwan. Orders are limited to one per person. Bitmain will only accept Bitcoin Cash and US dollars for payment in this first batch of units. That's interesting. Bitcoin Cash and US dollars. This release of new mining hardware from Bitmain confirms rumors circulated in the crypto community that Bitmain would soon develop an ETH hash ASIC miner. ETH hash is a proof-of-work hashing algorithm used by Ethereum and a variety of other altcoins. As Cointelegraph reported yesterday, some in the Ethereum community suggested the possibility of a hard fork in the Ethereum protocol to invalidate Ethereum ASIC miners. What a hard fork is basically there people in that certain community don't agree with the direction that the cryptocurrency is going. So they want to take that open source code and create a different cryptocurrency with that code as a base and adding their own modifications to that code. So that's what a hard fork is, and that's what happened with Bitcoin Cash. Litecoin is a hard fork of Bitcoin. Blah, blah, blah. So, let's see here. Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin suggests the protocol is already resistant to mining centralization in the Ethereum white paper. First, Ethereum contracts can include any kind of computation, so an Ethereum ASIC would essentially be an ASIC for general computation, i.e. a better CPU. The algorithm allows anyone to poison the well by introducing a large number of contracts into the blockchain specifically designed to stymie certain ASICs. Bitmain surpassed the US GPU manufacturer NVIDIA in terms of overall profits in 2017, earning an estimated $3 to $4 billion and taking 70 to 80% of the market for Bitcoin miners and ASICs. Interesting. So, I mean, I'm looking at this. They have what we just talked about, that Operia.io, monetize your data, P-data token, secure trading of personal data. So now you can kind of see with things like the whole Facebook scandal. Now they're coming out with ways to include users in the buying and selling process of their data, of your personal data, of my personal data. We can go sign up to this Operia.io and it connects us with a network of corporations that are looking to buy your data for advertising purposes and whatever else. Could there be a more nefarious thing behind this collection of data? Obviously, that's something that could happen. But all right, well, that's all I've got for today, I believe. Well, we can go through. I'm gonna go through a couple of articles for gold and silver, and then I'll play another song, and then I'm out of here. We'll go through the prices again. The Fed put is over as the Fed actively engineers lower asset prices. All right. After years of force-feeding too much liquidity into world markets, the central banking cartel is now aware of the Franken markets it has created. You don't think they were aware the whole time? To To all those investors expecting the Fed to step in to backstop the recent weakness seen in the stock market, Wolf Richter warns, the cavalry isn't coming. Because they know the jig is up. They've already known for a while. What do you think it... They don't just do this stuff and not have a plan. After years of force-feeding too much liquidity into world markets, the central banking cartel is now aware of the franken markets it has created, and now, with a new head at the U.S. Federal Reserve and soon at the ECB, central bankers have shifted their priority from supporting asset prices to now actively engineering lower prices. They just don't want prices to drop too far too fast. Of course, the big question is, how much control do they really have? The situation may very quickly get out of their hands. But the big takeaway is to expect lower prices across the board for nearly every risk-on asset, stocks, including and especially the FANGs, corporate bonds, and real estate. These are the three markets that I was reporting on last year when I did follow that flow. We looked at each of those markets and, kind of made an assessment. Or I just, it's just me showing you what they're talking about. The Fed is working to reduce investor exuberance, and as many bloodied contrarian investors will warn you, don't fight the Fed. No, you just make a new system. You don't have to fight. You create a new system that has nothing to do with competition, that's open source. Everybody can get involved, and make it decentralized. See, the problem is when it gets decentralized, then that's where you get your manipulation happening. But even in like we're seeing with the Mt. Gox stuff, like they're able to influence the prices anyways. So this stuff really needs to come to a close at some point. 3 smaller bubbles just popped as one of the major bubbles next. Financial crises tend to start at the periphery and work their way into a system's core. The bursting of peripheral bubbles has definitely arrived. By John Rubino of Dollar Collapse. I'm finding these articles on Silver Doctors. Financial crises tend to start at the periphery and work their way into the system's core. Think subprime mortgages, a tiny little niche of a few hundred $100 billion that blew up in 2007 and nearly brought the curtain down on the whole show. There's no guarantee that the same dynamic will play out this time, but Stage 1, the bursting of the peripheral bubbles, has definitely arrived, with 3 in progress as this is written. And last year, that's what I was talking about, man. We're going to see the popping of these bubbles. And we're seeing it. Subprime auto loans. One of the bright spots of the past few years' industrial economy was the willingness of people who couldn't afford new cars to buy them anyways, usually on terms that lock them in until those cars are barely roadworthy 7 years hence. This trend always had an expiration date, as does everything subprime, and January appears to have been it. So, mortgage refis. So, the real estate market's going under. So now they're putting cryptocurrencies in this as well, which what we're going to be seeing is the Federal Reserve hiking interest rates due to the rest of the world not buying up the U.S. bonds, right? Like, they're trying to sell off the bonds, but nobody's buying them. So basically what they're doing is they're taking the money out of one pocket and putting it in the other and trying to convince people that everything's all good. That's basically what's happening. But their money, that money from one pocket to the other is slowly decreasing in value. Kind of actually rapidly If you take a look at it. So basically, what they're going to be doing is taking all that inflation. Well, they're going to try to be directing that inflation into other assets besides, well, I mean, other commodities, instead of the inflation hitting the bread and eggs and stuff that we need to live. They're going to attempt to redirect that inflation and absorb that inflation with the cryptocurrency market and asset classes like silver and gold. What does that mean? Well, that hyperinflation is going to raise the value of these assets. So the purchasing power is going to be leaving the dollar and going into other things. So we're going to be seeing an increase in commodities anyways. That's kind of the idea here. But if you are investing in cryptocurrencies and gold and silver and things like that, that's what is going to be going up in value. You have more value there. Things are more expensive here. It's going to kind of, you're going to be just fine when this collapse hits like a peak. But these guys are talking about the cryptocurrencies being a bubble, but I highly disagree based upon the other research that I've done. So I take a lot of this stuff at face value, and I do my own research into these things, and which I encourage other people to do as well. So I'm going to do one last song, and then I'm out of here. So you guys have a fantastic day. Much love. Once again, I am Chinoden. This is Metal and Crypto. And be sure to check me out on Minds and Steam It. Those are the places. Steam It, you can get paid to curate. What that means is if you go around and you upvote people's posts, you get paid from that. The more that they make, the more that you make. You make a percentage of that. So that's pretty cool. That means you don't have to create content to make money with Steam It. All the time you spend on Facebook, you're not getting paid. So if you go and do this stuff on Steam It, you get paid. No brainer, right? The only thing is, Facebook is still the top social media platform. So basically, I'm just using that for exposure, and I'm using these other ones for monetization of the content that I'm creating of these streams. So basically, I will leave this up on Facebook for 24 hours, and I will delete after 24 hours and upload it onto Minds and Steam It and things like that. So. All right, you guys. Last song. y'all showing some love. I will see you on the next transmission. Peace.